The story of Joseph's reunification with his brothers and coming down to Egypt really illustrates one of the key points, not just in Jewish history and human history, but in how the Jewish people have understood how the world works and how God works in the world. And the basic idea is that everything is part of a plan. There are no accidents. We have a custom in Judaism. When someone hears something good has happened, they say, Baruch Hashem, thank God. But when you hear something bad has happened, God forbid that someone's died, the first words out of someone's mouth are supposed to be Baruch Dayan Emet. Blessed is the truthful judge. Because it is one of the most fundamental understandings in Judaism that God knows and controls everything. The good and the bad, it's all part of the plan. And you see this in day-to-day life. It's the most fundamental lesson just about that a person is supposed to inculcate in their understanding of how they look in the world. And it's a very important lesson to understand how Jewish history works. You know, in the Passover Haggadah, we spend an entire night thanking God for taking us out of Egypt. But who put us in there in the first place? He put us in to take us out. That's what Joseph says to his brothers. I'm not angry at you because God sent me here in advance, because you have to come down. He's putting the cure before the disease. There are no accidents. And Joseph finally sees in his life a point that is so important to understand, that everything fits together. There is no chance. It's all part of a plan. Jewish history and all of human history is really like a giant jigsaw puzzle. You dump the pieces out on a table, nothing seems to fit or make sense, but then after you spend hours, you put it all together and you see that everything fits together. There is nothing missing, nothing extra, and it was all designed in advance. But only when we're done do we look back and see that it all fits into place. And the heaviest way to say this is really, and it's a very heavy statement, nothing bad ever happened to the Jewish people. Which doesn't mean in this world people didn't suffer and go through horrible things. But in the grand scheme of this world and the next, the immortality of the soul and the big picture of all of human history and Jewish destiny, it is all part of the plan. And we Jews understand, just as Joseph sees in the end of this story, that when we get to the end of human history, the Messianic era, and we look back, we'll see the good and the bad, the Holocaust and the birth of the State of Israel, everything was all part of one master plan from the ultimate producer and director, God.